Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. I'm using my Fenty Beauty primer to start off with. That's my favorite. I feel like I use it every single day. And then I'm going to go right into foundation. I'm kind of speeding through things because I want to focus on the eyeshadow look, but I'm just going to dab that on my face. And this foundation is the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. That's another one of my favorites also. Highly recommend it. But yeah, just dabbing that all over. Stop for a little dance party. And then I'm going to go with concealer. I am using the MAC Prolong Wear concealer. I'm just going to dab that all under my eye in like a triangle motion. Same thing as I would do normally. Make sure I get my forehead, the top of my nose, my chin, and make sure it's all even. This kind of evens out my skin tone for me because I do like my foundation a little bit darker. So I'm just making sure my face has like a lighter inside. And then I'm going to go in with the MAC Matchmaster Concealer in a darker shade for contouring. And I'm just going to do like all over where I would normally contour and blend that out a little bit. And this is my like go-to brush. It's a Real Techniques contour brush, but honestly no brush I feel comes in comparison when it comes to cream contour, so I highly recommend it. And I'm just going to do both sides of my forehead. My temples, really, this kind of like minimizes the side of forehead, which I definitely need. And I like to drag it down just so my color is kind of even all over. And then I just squeeze the tip of my brush to kind of make it more pointy at the edge, just so I could get a more precise line for my nose. And I'm going to bring it up to like kind of by my brows just so that it creates like a natural shadow for the bridge of my nose. And then doing the sides of my cheekbones. And I draw my line a little bit higher just so that when I'm blending it doesn't go too far down. I feel like that's a tip that really helped me. I used to bring my contour all the way down and it just gave me a very like rounded out face. So doing this will kind of give you a more sculpted look, and then if you do like to clean it up afterwards, that definitely helps as well too. And then I'm just going to do the other side, and same thing, this is pretty much like what I did in my other foundation routine. And I'm just going to go back now that all of my creams are done and set. So now I'm just setting everywhere with powder, and I'm using the Airspun powder, which I love. This is like an oldie but a goodie. You can find it at the drugstore, and it's so good. I actually recommend it over my Laura Mercier. And I'm just setting everywhere that I put concealer. So under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, like my forehead, my chin, and then I also use this to clean up my contour, as I was saying. I blow out my mouth just so I don't get any smile lines. And then that's when I noticed that I forgot to blend out my contour under my lip. So I had to go back and fix that. But yeah, just hitting everything, like the lighter parts with the powder just so it really sets in place. And then I'm going to use my, I'm using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish to set the outer parts of my face. Whatever I'm going to do contour.
If you ain't getting money, then you ain't got nothing for me. Tell me something. Where your boss? Where your boss? Some ladies up in here like the top wax. I wanna see ya. I like to meet ya. What you say? Not to me. She ain't no diva.
Alright, and we're back. I'm going to use my MAC Give Me Sun powder. This is one of my favorite bronzers. I feel like it gives me a really like sun-kissed look, and I use it all the time. But basically I'm just going to set everywhere where I did the like cream contour. And I just do this kind of sloppily because like I said, I am going to go back and clean it up so that way I have more of a precise line. I just feel like that gives me a very like nice sleek look. And then I like to go in with a smaller like eyeshadow brush, and the same powder is fine. Just to kind of get my nose, and then I'll hit it with my beauty blender just so it doesn't look like such a harsh line, because I tend to do that. And then I'm going to use my Anastacia palette, and obviously I was amazed by this highlight. I haven't used this in a long time, but she was just sitting there looking lonely, so I decided, why not? And this is definitely like an oldie but a goodie. Like, I don't know why I haven't used this in a while, but now that I have, there you go. For eyeshadow, I'm using the Huda Beauty palette. I'm using the black truffle color, and I'm just using a packing brush just to get it all on the lid. For the reddish color, this is called Bobbi, and I'm using a dense blending brush just so I can kind of place the red product where I want it, just for starting off. I'm going to go in next with a fluffier brush with also more of the Bobbi, just to kind of blend that out even more. But that way it's not such a harsh line. It's just giving you like enough blending where it's giving you a fade out, but it's not going to add on too much color. I'm going to intensify that with the Man-Eater color, and I'm just using another fluffy brush just to kind of fade out the color, and then I'm going to go back and intensify the black even more, just because the red kind of fades it out a little bit. I'm just going in with the Urban Decay eyeliner to kind of line under my eyes. I am going to go back and smoke it out. I did a little bit of the black truffle, and then I'm going to go in with the Man-Eater color just to kind of have it matching the top and the bottom. The highlight color is called Moon Dust from the same palette, and I love that. I pretty much use that every day to highlight my eyes. But yeah, that's one eye. I'm just hitting a little bit more red now that I look crazy as hell. I'm going to go in and do the same thing to the other eye. This is kind of more of like a sped up version. So here I'm just going in with my mascara. It is the Upward Lash from MAC, and I like to put like a nice thick heavy coat just because I'm not putting on lashes. I'm not very fond of lashes. I wear them when I feel they're necessary, but for this look it would honestly just block my eyeshadow, so I didn't feel it was necessary. And then I'm going to go in and go ahead and get my bottom lashes. The reason I love this mascara is because it has such a teeny tiny wand. It really does enhance my bottom lashes. I highly recommend it. I give it to everybody at work. Just because I have short, stubby little lashes, I feel like it really grabs onto every hair, which I definitely need. I'm just going to go ahead, do the same thing to the other side. Next, I'm just dusting off the fallout from the eyeshadow. Usually when I'm doing looks like this, I try to do my eyeshadow first, but I didn't know it was going to turn into this much of a smoky eye, so I'm just dusting it away, no problem. I use my beauty blender with a little bit more of the Airspun on it just to kind of go over and make sure that under the eye stays looking bright. So that's what I'm doing here. It's a nice little trick if you ever have eyeshadow fallout, just go over it with your setting powder. It'll kind of just make it look like it was never there, which is good because I was using black, so black is usually tricky to use. Next, I'm just gonna go in with my lipstick. This is called Hug Me by MAC. It's one of my favorites because it gives me like a my lip color but better. Like I said in my last video, I'm not really that into lips, but when I do it, I like to keep it natural most of the time, especially for such a dramatic eye look. The lips, I just like them to be very natural. I'm going in with a little bit of gloss. This is also a MAC lip gloss. It's called Please Me. This is like one of my favorite combinations that I wear daily, mostly usually at work. Now I'm just admiring my work, as we all like to do at the end. Okay, and this is my finished look. But yeah, let me know what else you guys want to see. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.